What is up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is Sam McCart, and what this channel I think is going to be about now is my journey from nothing to commercial pilot. And when I say commercial pilot, I mean pilot for, one of the legacy airlines, whether it's Delta, United, or American Airlines. But the reason I wanted to do this is because, well, I guess a little bit of backstory. So I have been in love with flying for, oh gosh, ever since I was either 13 or 14 years old. I can't remember specifically when. But the way I got into, the way I fell in love with aviation and flying is I would fly out from Nebraska, where I was living with my dad, to Sacramento, California, 2 times a year from age 13 or 14, somewhere around there, up until age 18. So, and I just absolutely loved it. I would always beg my dad, hey, can we get to the airport, 3-4 hours early? Just because I wanted to watch the planes take off, and I wanted to be immersed in it. I didn't know that's what I was doing at the time, of course, but that's what I wanted. And once I graduated high school, I thought that this was back in 2002. I thought that I needed, in order to become a pilot, I thought that I needed to go to the Air Force and, fly the fighter jets and become a pilot that way. At that time, I wasn't the greatest studier, or I didn't get the best grades when I was in high school. And so that just really wasn't a feasible option for me. So I kind of just, let that dream fade away, I guess. Not really fade away, but take a back seat for quite a few years. And it wasn't really until a couple of years ago that I finally found out that becoming a pilot, even at my age 40, is something very doable. I first found out about ATP flight school and their quick, I can't remember exactly their quick path or whatever. It's like a 6 or 7 month program where you go everywhere. You do everything from your private pilot all the way up to your ATP, I believe, or maybe just multi-engine instructor. But you do it at an accelerated rate, and essentially it's kind of a fast track to one of the regionals. And the more I researched, the more I found out the different parts, part 61, part 141, what the benefits are of each one, what the cons are of each one, what the costs are. But essentially what I found out was that, there's not really a difference between part 141 and part 61 in terms of what the airlines look at. So what this channel is going to be about, and what I'm hoping to help you with, is help you find your path. And the way I'm going to do that is, if your path is anything like mine, where you're working full-time right now, I'm not planning on dropping out of work or quitting work. I have to pay my bills. But doing this in a way where I can get my private pilot's license, and then on and on and on, and essentially document this entire journey. So that way, if you, like I said, are in a position that I am, where you've loved aviation for years and you've wanted to become a pilot for years, but you just haven't figured out how to do it because you're working full time. You might have a spouse. I'm married myself. You might have a spouse. You might have kids that you have to also help support. And you might not see a route to getting that private pilot's license, or even beyond that. So my journey is going to hopefully help you, and I'll try and document as much of it as I can. Currently, what I've done so far is I've spoken to a couple flight schools here, part 61 flight schools. I'm not going to go the part 141 flight route or flight school route, just because I don't, like I said, I need to be able to keep paying the bills. That's something that, for me, is something I need to be able to do. So going to part 61, I've already spoke with a couple flight schools. I have taken a discovery flight, and you know, the one thing I will say is when you are wanting to get into flying and flight school and learn to become a pilot, you know, the one thing that I read consistently is that make sure you do a discovery flight, because there are some people that have said, I love flying, but then once they get done with their discovery flight, they realize that's not really for me. But for myself, I did the discovery flight, and I don't know if I have the words that I can use or to describe it. It was just so invigorating, so thrilling to be in control of an aircraft and be up that, just the entire experience from takeoff to landing. It was just absolutely amazing, and it got me hooked even more. So that's where I'm at right now. Basically, my next steps right now are I do still need to get a medical, my FAA medical exam, get that complete. And also I'm currently, I just bought the Sporties ground school. So I just started that. So right now, my two main goals are finish Sporties school, ground school, get that, I think of the certification or whatever you need to go in and take the FAA written exam. And also, I need to lose some weight. Not saying that I don't think I'll be able to pass the FAA exam, but just for myself, just to feel a little bit more confident that that isn't something that's going to hinder me. I need to make sure I do that. So I have been doing that. I've lost, I think, 8 pounds in the past couple weeks. So I'm already on that journey. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But like I said, I'll try and document as much of this as I can. So that way, hopefully I can be of some value to you. Like I said, if you're in a similar position as me. So enjoy, ask questions, feel free, comment below, like the videos, subscribe as well. So that way you never miss when I post a new video. And let's see where this goes. You know, I would like to say once I pass that once I finish ground school and get my FAA medical, and start flight school, like legitimately, I want to say I'm gonna shoot for hopefully 4 months. I know that's really a really big, tall order, especially working full time. But I'm driven. You know, this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. So we'll see how that pans out, if I'm able to reach that 4-month time frame, or if it's going to be a little bit more, a little less. But I'll keep you updated. Like I said, comment below if you are in a similar situation, if you're trying to find that path to the regionals at the very least. And like the video, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.